And now it's time for that exclusive interview with Nell. Sit back and enjoy. Welcome to the show. Can you just start by introducing yourself and explaining your role in the band? And can you also tell us why your band name is Nell?
I'm Jongwan and I'm the vocalist of the band. We named our band after this movie called Nell. I think I was in high school when I first saw that movie. And in the movie, the main character, she speaks in her own language, and I thought that was quite similar to what music is to me.
Who in the band is most like Liam Neeson from the movie Nell?
Well, I don't know, but if I have to use one, I think Jongwan, probably, because he's the tallest.
If there was ever a movie made about your group, what sort of film would you like to star in?
Movie? Well, I haven't really thought about it, but if there is one, I think it would be nice if it's a road movie kind of stuff. Nothing too serious, bit of humor, and I think that would be great.
How did you all originally meet? Were you actually friends before forming the band?
Jaekyung and Jaewon were friends since they were 10 years old, and I met them when I was about 15, and then we met Jonghoon when we were 18. We were just kids who likes music, beer, soju, which is Korean liquor, and at that time we didn't really think we would come this far, so I guess we're pretty lucky.
Were you interested in writing music and playing instruments from a young age? And did you do any formal studying of the subject when at school or university?
Yeah, I guess. I started playing piano when I was 8 and guitar when I was 14. And I never really studied music in school, but, we all learn from the music we love. So in that way, I guess I studied music.
When you went to military service, were you sad to leave Nell behind? And was it difficult to restart the group after such a long break?
Actually, at the time, we needed some break, I think, because we were making music and, playing concerts for 11 years non-stop. So I guess it kind of helped us in a way. It really gave us time to look back and refresh ourselves. So it wasn't that bad.
Listeners of our show have said that your music's very easy to listen to, very familiar to Western ears. Have you always liked British groups, and who are some of your favourites?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of British music. But, I grew up listening to a bunch of music, from Simon and Garfunkel, John Denver, to Nirvana, Radiohead, even Metallica and Pantera. I'm quite sure that all of those music had an influence on me. And it's really hard to pick 2 or 3 musicians because there are way too many great artists and great music.
Our listeners love your music, and the UK listeners have said that your new songs sound very similar to Keen or Snow Patrol, and even maybe a little bit of the Manic Street Preachers. What do you think about such comparisons?
I always say that even though I made my music, when it reaches to the listeners' ears, then it's theirs from that moment. So they can take it any way they want and just feel it any way they want. But it's interesting because to me, Keen, Snow Patrol, and Manic Street Preachers, they all sound really different. How do I feel about that comparison? I'll just take it as a compliment.
Other than British music, what other things influence your song creation process?
Many things, I guess. People, culture, food, weather, practically everything around me has something to do with my creation process.
Can you please tell us what Western artist that you would love to collaborate with, group or solo?
Never really thought about it, but if I have to think of one right now, it's Ellie Goulding. It's cool. I think she has an amazing voice.
What do you think when you look at the Korean music industry today and compare it to how it was when you debuted?
Not just Korean music industry, but I think the whole music thing had changed a lot. Music don't seem to be as personal or private as it was before. People like to share music with one another. And I'm not talking about sharing MP3s here. I'm talking about people wanting to listen to music in, parties, bars, and, public spaces. And I don't see too many people with earphones like plugged into their ears anymore. And even if I see them, they're usually watching something on their iPhone. So that's a big difference, I guess.
What Korean female artist or group would you like to collaborate with in the future?
Female artist? I don't know, but I've never really thought about it, but I hope she's hot.
After more than a decade in the Korean market, receiving numerous awards, you finally made your Japanese debut last year. Why did it take so long to approach that particular market?
We actually had a chance to go to Japan at 2008, but we had to do our military service. And when we came back with the album at 2012, we had to focus more on our fans in Korea, who have been waiting for us. So I think now is probably a good time to go outside of Korea and meet new people.
Did you have to change your style a lot for this different audience? And have you received a positive reaction from the Japanese fans so far?
Yeah. Japanese fans were great. They were gentle, polite, and they support our music. So what can I say? They're amazing. Do we have to change our style? No, not at all. I mean, I want to be myself when I communicate, not the person they want me to be. It's like, that's my way of being polite to people. And I want to be polite, so we didn't really have to change anything, yeah.
Why did you choose Slip Away as your first Japanese release?
No fancy reasons, really. I just wanted them to listen to our latest album because that's who we are and where we're going right now at this moment.
Other than the obvious language difference, are there any changes to the Korean version? Maybe different arrangements, extra tracks and so on?
We've changed a bit of mixing balance on a few songs and included an acoustic version of the song the day before our Japanese album. That's about it, yes.
Your new Korean album is Newton's Apple, but will you also be releasing that in Japan when you finish promoting the album over in South Korea?
Yeah, probably. We're talking about with our label right now.
The idea for the promotional video before Newton's Apple came out was very unique, very impressive indeed. Can you tell us a little bit about the idea behind this promotional video?
Well, I just wanted people to feel like they're in the recording studio with me, listening to the new album for the first time, and also wanted them to focus on music rather than any kind of, fancy visual stuff. So that's why I'm just sitting there listening to music.
What is the lead promotional song from Newton's Apple? And can you tell us the story behind the song?
It's called 4 Times Around the Sun. It's a song about a person who's trapped in his memory for 4 years. And sound-wise, it's pretty bright, clean-sounding music compared to other songs in the album.
Are you surprised by the large amount of fans that you actually have outside of Korea? And will you ever come to perform here in the UK for all your fans?
Oh yeah, I mean, we didn't really do anything outside of Korea yet, so I was surprised when people from other side of the world told me that, yeah, we love your music, and I mean, it's amazing. And we'll happily perform in the UK if you guys want us to.
How about releasing songs in English? Is that going to happen this year? And when it does eventually happen, because we're sure it will do, would you prefer to do brand new songs in English, or just do English versions of your Korean hits, or release some of your old English songs?
Yeah, we're definitely thinking about releasing an English album. We have some plans for that, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be a full-length album or a single album yet. I think it would include some of our English songs and brand new songs. Cause if I translate Korean into English, it's not gonna sound the same. And even if I translated the meaning, it would kind of change. So I guess we'll just make new songs.
Thanks for answering all these questions. If you have any final message for your fans, please say it now.
Hope to see you guys soon in the UK. Until then, take care and be happy. Bye-bye.
Thanks once again to Nell for taking the time out to answer all our questions. We're massive fans of Nell. Their style of music really resonates very well with the UK and European audience, and you can definitely tell their influences, be it Smashing Pumpkins, Manic Street Preachers, or even Radiohead. They have a varied style, and it's very impressive indeed. You've already heard some of their tracks so far, and we'll continue with this retrospective of Nell, taking you through from their origins in 2001.